Part of me's like, what is going on out there? I'm just like, what is that noise?
Yeah, listening to that, I'm
like, are they trying to get in the building or?
No, I assumed it was someone doing the bins, but then.
Yeah, no, I'm like, what's popping?
Yeah, a lot of noise going on. The door's locked, it's fine.
Yeah, we're safe. It's all fine.
Yeah, it's been like real quiet out there.
And then now it's like
Until
noise.
right now. Is it normally like pretty peaceful out there, or?
Yeah, we usually don't get too much noise. Even though it's like, you know, in the centre of a town, it's like pretty quiet, you know.
It's normally just like the odd person walking by that way, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
sort of a bit of a through path.
Yeah, like the foot traffic is not too bad, so it's all right. We've had like a few people just walk in, like looking, just like questions about tattoos. Obviously with it being like, well, I guess it is appointment only, but like we've got the capacity to do walk-ins, so.
Yeah, because it's not exclusive, is it? Like if you walk in, get out.
Yeah, no, people are welcome.
You
Surprisingly.
are allowed to be here.
Yeah, you're actually allowed in. But yeah, we've only had, you know, we didn't get many. Usually because we're like busy tattooing, so then it's like hard to.
Because I guess some shops, you know, shops that specifically do walk-ins, you've got people ready and waiting, haven't you? But
yeah.
You're here when you're working, so.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, I'm actually working, but you can always get people booked in. Give them a business card, get them booked in at a later date. Nice and easy.
It's funny, as you're doing that, so obviously I can feel it, but I can't really tell what part of my elbow that is.
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's like, if you can't see it, your body's just like, what are you doing? Where are we?
There's pain, but I don't quite know where right now. It's like at the
Help
top of my arm,
me.
it's like you can feel it right in your armpit. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not that high.
Yeah. Although your brain just kind of tricks you into thinking it is.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, okay. It's like, I've had people before when I'm tattooing, like, I don't know, a shoulder, and then they're like, are you tattooing my neck? And I'm like, no.
Like,
And they're like,
don't
nah.
worry.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just...
Thinking you've gone like totally rogue on the design. Like, well,
Yeah, literally.
we said shoulder, but
I'm just going to tattoo your neck. Sorry about this bit.
do you know what? It's not unbearable. You know, it's not like, oh my god, I need this to stop right now. I can feel it, but it's not.
That pain ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, not that bad. It's not that bad.
Nice.
I think I said last time, like, when I have been tattooed by you, it is like, you know, a less painful than it could be experience.
Oh, good. That's kind of what I'm aiming for.
Yeah.
I have, you know, been tattooed before, and I've just been like, oh my god, why is this hurting so bad? I know, like, yeah, tattoos hurt, right? But I think
people have like different. It's just how like sometimes you get like handled a little bit as well.
yeah,
Like,
totally.
People are like you know, just heavy-handed, like putting a bit more weight down. Obviously, then you've got the
Yeah,
like the discomfort of that as well.
Yeah.
It's like
I've come out with bruises, you know, because I.
like pinned down on the
Yeah.
table.
But what was your first tattoo that you got?
That was, I've got one on my ribs actually. So it's like a carousel horse,
Yeah.
but a carousel unicorn.
Very nice. Very
Yeah,
nice.
on my left side. Which of like, you know, there's that thing of like, are you sure? you want that to be number one.
But your first tattoo on your ribs is pretty brave.
So I'm like, no, it's fine.
I'm not going to lie. Was it a good experience?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still happy with the tattoo.
Yeah.
Happy with the tattoo, happy with the placement, because it does, it sits quite nicely, sort of curving, around the ribs.
Yeah, goes with the body rather than
Yeah.
just on the body. That's good.
Guess, obviously being 18, first tattoo, it's not really knowing how to look after it and heal it.
Mm.
But no, it's healed well. So with that and stuff, so I'm happy with it.
Can you remember what you did to heal it? Is it different from what you do now?
Yeah, I mean now with the, because I guess my last couple, it's been with that second skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, get your tattoo done, have that put on, and then all the the awkward cleaning the gunk off.
Well, yeah, because
it just gets rid of that I don't know, I think that's the stage where you're most likely to mess it up.
Yeah, I think when it's the first, I always say to clients the first 48 hours are the most important because it's when it's most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So if you can have second skin on and keep it, safe and clean and, away from any pet hair, away from whatever it might be, or even just, I feel like people are drawn to fresh tattoos. They'll get a fresh tattoo and all of a sudden your friends are like, give me your arm, let me touch you. So with the second skin.
Just, little bits of fluff from your clothes.
Yeah, fluff from your clothes. If you, you want to shower and if you've not used second skin, and second skin isn't for everybody. Some people really don't like it and that's literally fine. But for me personally, I just find it so helpful because I can shower and not have to worry, is my towel fluff getting in my fresh tattoo?
Yeah.
Even though, I'm conscious of trying not to rub my tattoo with the towel. I want it to air dry, but, sometimes it's
you get that second where you
yeah. So second skin, yeah.
Yeah, given the choice, now I wouldn't want to not use the second skin.
Yeah.
Because even just protecting it, just any little, you can be as careful as you want, but any little I've bumped into the door frame.
Yeah.
Whereas if you've got the second skin on, it's okay, I'll still make sure I've not really knocked it.
Yeah.
If you've got nothing on it, it's I've taken a chunk out.
Yeah, it's much easier as well because, I've had clients before that say that they struggle healing fresh tattoos.
Okay.
And I just think if you aren't allergic to any adhesives and you've not got sensitive skin, it's probably just worth giving it a try.
Yeah,
and then going from there.
Quite lucky, the ones, tattoos that I've got without, that I've healed just sort of, just open.
Mm.
Luckily, they have still healed fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can obviously still end up with a well-healed, nice tattoo without it.
Yeah.
But,
just takes away a bit of the worry.
Yeah, it feels a bit safer.
Mm. And I mean, we used second skin, didn't we, for the lines of this? So we're doing the colour today, but the lines seem to have healed really nicely and probably just helped it on its way. Especially with your job, being in a bakery all the time. You lift in, move in. You don't know what's going to get knocked onto it, or
just lifting the stuff up, things. I'm always going to end up having something touching my arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Picking something up, moving stuff. It's bound to happen.
What made you go for these tattoos? What we're doing today? This is hemlock, isn't it?
Yeah, so we've got on the hemlock now, we've done the digitalis and done the ricinus.
Ricin. All nice poisonous, friendly flowers.
Yeah, I like flowers. I like plants. I think they're quite interesting.
Mm. I mean, avid gardener.
Yeah, but I thought I don't want to have just I just want it because it's pretty, but these they are pretty.
Yeah. A bit more than just being pretty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's quite interesting, like, you know, you do have like the deadly toxin side of it, but there's also the you know, like a lot of them are used in medicine as well now.
Like which ones?
I mean, digitalis is you have digitoxin or I think digoxin.
Digoxin.
And that is heart medication.
Oh, cool.
Sort of like early heart medication. And I think ricin, there are some like medical applications for it.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head now.
Take your word for it. I don't know anything about plants, so I'll take your word for it.
But some of them are even used in like, you know, because of the like extreme effects that they have on like the cells. And like, you know, when the poison like takes effect, they'll kind of use them as a treatment or, you know, if not a cure, like a treatment whilst people are kind of really sick and unwell from like other illnesses.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, if you've got, because I think ricin, it causes like cell death.
Yeah.
So, like, destroys like your like the ability to like create like the proteins of like DNA.
Okay.
So that one's not quite as useful.
It's one of the ones that I definitely have heard in like when I've listened to true crime documentaries or anything like that. It's ricin is like poison that people have used in the past, you know, like a long time ago, like 1850s kind of vibe.
I think it, like Breaking Bad, that's like, most recently, that's what it's kind of.
I've literally never seen that.
It's good.
I'm late to the party. I wanted to watch it, but like, do you know when you just haven't seen something and then you're like, oh, I need to go and.
Well, I'll get round to it.
It's like, you remember as being a kid and like when we were watching Lost, and then you miss one season, then you're like, I'm lost. Like, how do I get back into this?
We have to go back, Zos.
Yeah. I just can't. Can't do it.
Like, so there's a few seasons of it, and it is like, and like Breaking Bad, it's not a show that you put on in the background. That you kind of
need to pay attention.
To it.
It's not like Poirot where you can just put that on and just, you know, live your life.
I mean, I'm sure there's been more than one.
I think in Poirot there is a ricin. They use ricin in something, but you know, how's it feeling?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Not too.
That bit there.
Yeah, she's just above the elbow.
It's a little scratchy.
Yeah.
But, honestly, not as unbearable around the elbows, I thought.
Good. Well, you're sitting very well. So well done.
Trying to. Yeah, just trying to. Because it's weird, like, you like feel like the muscles kind of tense up. It's like, no, don't do it.
Yeah, it's like trying to relax, isn't it? Have you got any tattoos that you'd want covered up or regret?
No.
None?
No.
I feel like that's quite rare.
I'm trying to think, I'm like...
I don't think it's a bad thing. If I think about my tattoos, there's one that I'd maybe love to have, like I don't want it covered up.
Like reworked?
Reworked, yeah. Like I've got a pin up on my ribs and I love it. But I think I had that done when I was 19.
So like one of the first ones?
Yeah, like I'm, 32 now, so...
and a lot more tattoos since then.
Yeah, lots and lots more. And it's one that I've been like, oh, do I just get it covered or just get it reworked? Like, what do I do? So I've kind of just not touched it because I'm hoping like, oh, I'll figure out what I want to do with it at some point,
I mean, if you wanted it, if you didn't want it reworked and you wanted something different, would you get it lasered off or just...
Oh, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would probably... I feel like with tattoos, there's like you can get cover-ups or you can get blast-overs. So like a blast over, you're not necessarily trying to cover it, but you might just put something straight over the top and just, it could be bigger, bolder, blacker, and just, kind of...
You're not necessarily trying to hide it, but you're like, look,
yeah,
put something different.
Yeah, do something different. So some part of me is like, oh, maybe I should do that. Like put a big black tiger, or even do like just redo a pin-up.
Yeah.
In it. So I'm not really sure, but that's kind of why I've just been leaving it. Because I feel like...
no rash decisions.
Yeah, no rash decisions. Just let it, do its thing, basically. Just going to get you to twist your arm a little more if you can. I know it's... Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, so if you've got none that you would cover... What would your next plan be then for a new tattoo? If you wanted a new tattoo then?
That's a good question.
I know we're literally doing one right now, but if you could, is there something that you really want in?
In this very second.
Second thoughts about this tattoo? Yeah, obviously.
No, I mean, I think I'd like we've spoken, like a few more flowers on this arm. Because we've got, there's a little bit more space. But it's something like totally new, totally fresh. I don't know really, because I've got like a couple of animals. So I'm like, do I want to be that person that ends up with only animal tattoos?
The thing is though, like animals, florals, you can't ever really go wrong. I just feel like, how are you ever going to regret having an animal or a floral tattoo? You're probably never going to regret that, right? You're always going to be happy with your choices. That's what I think. So I think they're usually safe bets. Like, people I've heard recently being like, oh, I wish I didn't get this portrait of this person or this portrait of that person because they've turned out to be X, Y, and Z. And you sort of think like, God, like...
really rubbish.
Yeah.
If they turn out to be,
a murderer or something worse.
All the wrong things.
Yeah. And like, I've got 2 portraits on me, but luckily so far, those guys seem pretty nice. So we'll leave that. Leave that there. They seem pretty cool. That's fine.
I think I would like, not like a, I guess it would be like a portrait, or maybe like a, like a film character or something.
Or a D&D character.
I think I would like, there's a little monster, I say little monster, it's a big monster, in The Witcher.
Oh yeah. I know we played The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm kind of a novice. So you'll have to...
I haven't read any of the books.
Is it just the game in the series?
Yeah, I've played, like, the first game, weirdly played, like, 3, then 1.
I think when we were younger, though, 3 was the one that was out, wasn't it? It was the big one.
Because I think the first one, that's got... the third one... That's like 10 years old now, I think.
Is it?
So I think...
I say that like...
would be like PC.
I didn't think, of course it's like 10 years old.
Yeah, there's like a thing in that. It's like a big, like, 3-eyed moose cow.
Okay.
Thing. I'm like,
As you do.
I think like a little version of that could be quite cute.
Yeah. Sounds good. Right. We're not too far off now, but I am just going to move your arm a little just so I can get some other bits. So bear with me a second and we'll carry on.
Is that the green done or green nearly done?
Almost done.
Okay.
Almost done.